is Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, I'm proud to co-sponsor this bill and to support it. I want to thank Senator Klobuchar for her work on this and Senator Grassley and others. Senator Feinstein said a minute ago, she pointed out, I think rightly, that this bill is very specific and does target specific behavior, anti-competitive behavior in a specific set of markets. I think that that's a virtue and not a vice. I think that the targeted, focused nature of this bill is something that ought to recommend it to this committee. Because what it does is that it goes after classic monopolist behavior when you have giant monopoly platforms who are using their monopoly power to self-preference their own products and services and affiliated sites against and to the detriment of independent third-party competitors and providers. In other words, it goes right at anti-competitive conduct. I think that's important. Senator Klobuchar talked about the need for fair competition. To be honest with you, I'd be happy with any competition. What we need is more competition in these markets, not less. And I think that the record is now pretty well established that these monopoly-sized platforms are using their power to throttle down competition across the board, whether they're buying competitors or in the conduct that this bill looks at and targets, using their market dominance to preference their own products or affiliated services. And again, I think the fact that this bill targets that is much to its credit. I do want to respectfully disagree with Senator Lee's characterization that this bill would somehow strengthen big tech. I just think that that's not accurate. This bill specifically goes at a pillar of the big tech business model, which is built on self-preferencing and the use of monopoly power and monopoly prerogatives, the monopoly privileges that these companies have amassed. And, you know, I agree with Senator Lee's deep concern about what I think of as the big tech, big government alliance. It's a huge problem. It's one of the reasons that big tech has gotten to be so big and powerful. But this bill, I think, strikes at that alliance by ending the self-preferencing that is a core part of these companies' business model. I also agree with Senator Lee's concerns about speech. And I would submit that one of the problems, one of the reasons we see abuses of speech, we see discriminatory conduct towards speech, and the abuse of the principle of free speech by these companies is they're so darn big and powerful that they can do whatever it is they want. They're a law unto themselves. And I think that we need to take action that will protect free speech, but this bill that gets at competition is important. Here's the last thing I'd say, Mr. Chairman, is just as a conservative, as somebody who believes in the free market, the core of the free market is free and open competition. The ability to enter the market, to compete, to have your chance to succeed. And when we, historically in this country, when defenders of the marketplace have seen companies get so big and powerful that they use their prerogatives to shut down competition, we've acted to say, no, that actually hurts the market, and we've acted to open the market back up. I think this bill is much in that tradition, and I would just say to my Republican Party colleagues that the tradition of antitrust in this country is a Republican tradition. Sherman Antitrust Act, that's Senator John Sherman from Ohio, Republican. The McKinley administration, the Roosevelt administration, the Taft administration, all Republicans. It became a bipartisan tradition, which we're proud of and continue that today. But I think there's much to be said for us as Republicans, as the party of the free market of competition, to taking steps towards seeing that that is true today. That is not in any way to dismiss the concerns of Senator Lee or to say that they're invalid. I don't think they are at all. And I think Senator Lee raises valid concerns. I hope that we can work together to get those addressed. But I do think that this bill is an important step forward. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Hawley.